bot sure does like its titles, and I would forget to update it before stream. So now I have to go and fix that later on. Joys. Anyway, actually, can I just do that now? Can I go and update it while we live? No, I can't. Oh well. I'll do that later. Just have that open so I remember to do it. Anyway, how are we doing, guys? I was doing a bit of coding and thought, you know what? Why am I not streaming this? Oh, I've been feeling. I don't know what's gotten over me last 2 weeks. Just feeling very tired all the time. I don't know what's happened to me. Right, I think that is everything and we're good to go. I'm not bothering with the blue sky and that notifications. It's not like it's a big stream or anything. Mainly need to get the streams in just cause. I mean, like, we're already on Wednesday and I've only streamed once in 5 days. And it's not even going to be long either, because like in in 2 hours time, I'm off to the gym again. Right, okay. Oh, God. Broadcast is off, yep, so you can hear everything. So, on today's agenda, currently I've been looking into an upgrade for the, how do you call it? Twitch scopes for Streamlinked. So, well, it's probably best if I show you. I don't even have it open at the moment. I'm building this in a separate project. So essentially, Twitch has about 65 scopes, which essentially act as they're the things that allow you to call different things when you authenticate a token. You can't put all of them on, but essentially you can have multiple and yeah. So if I get open, here we go. So at the moment, I've just got it as, I think this is an array of just enums, and it's in an awful list like this, and it's just not very good. So currently it's like just in this little drop down. This drop down can be manipulated because it's not a proper list of things. And each of these is just a yeah, it's just a Twitch scope enum thing, all numbered. And it's not very nice. It's kind of crap. So I basically need to restructure this and just allow it to be flags so it's a lot easier to produce, essentially. Because I think if I... Did I have a thing to just produce the string of it? I will do somewhere, because you need to get the name of each individual one. Ah, yeah, here we go. Get link string to enum. So I've got a little function there to pass it into the correct name. I also need to double check all of these to make sure these are up to date. Well, Twitch hasn't done an update in a while, so we're actually living quite peaceful, me and Twitch. When was the last Twitch? So its last change was December 5th. So yeah, we are good to go on that. I don't need to do any required changes. But it'll be worth just... I believe it's up to date. It's just... you lose track. There's just so much to keep track of. But what I need to do is turn this into a better system so that I'm not just freaking... Where is it? So I'm not just having a list of them, of which then I have to draw a specific list property. And it's a mess right now. So what I need to do is make... I need to make a custom way to take in an enum. That is a loud song. Just knock that down a little bit. So I knock it down. Knock it down. Freaking brain is still on music. So I need to take in an enum, which essentially allows... I'm jumping steps. Right, the overall issue that I found, I was going to convert it into something called a flagged enum. So flagged enum is just public enum name, and you have an attribute that says flags. This basically enables the attributes and functionality that allow it to be used as a flag. As in, you can have any of these active at the same time inside of a flag. I just realised as well, I have actually wrote this test wrong. I haven't even done the correct bitwise of it. So I need to do freaking... I haven't even done the correct... I'm gonna have to do every single one. Oh, that's so... I'll do that later. That's gonna be so tedious. Because I'm literally... Oh, I'm gonna have to literally, like... Obviously, it's not the same, but it gets most of the typing out the way. So bitwise flags essentially are 0, 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32 in binary. It's essentially assigning a value in binary to allow it to be multiple indications at the same time. And each one of these indicates an individual bit in that array. Oh, and this one as well. This one as well. So overall, my problem is that the way C# has constructed flagged enum is a standard enum uses int 32. So 32 is 32 bits, indicating the size, the size, capacity, whatever you will, of the number itself. Given that it's a 32-bit number, in flags, you can have 32 flags. You can manipulate enum slightly, so if you do need more, you can assign it long, which is a 64-bit integer. Granted, you could go up to 64, but if you noticed on the Twitch scopes, there was about 66 of them, which causes a problem, because you can't have more than 64, causing a bit of a dilemma. I think this is correct. It's been a while since I've done hexadecimal numerage. What was it? 400, 800, 1,000, 2,000. My mic is right in front of the arrow keys, so it's kind of awkward to press the arrow keys at the moment. But how's chat been since New Year? I have been feeling oddly under the weather. I'm not sure why. It's kind of becoming a bit concerning because it's like I'm going to the gym. Well, now that it's New Year again, I'm back to eating normal sort of healthy food. There's still a little bit extra chocolate because granted, Christmas you accumulate a lot of chocolate. But yeah, I've been oddly unwell. I don't know why. Not unwell to the state where like, oh, I've got a cold or I've got this or that. It's like I don't seem to be retaining sleep. I don't seem to be I freaking It's just little things like that, just feeling a bit weak. And it's been going on for so long now that I'm actually considering calling the doctors about it because it's like, this is getting in the way. Can it please get out of the way, please? Is this right? I don't think I've done this right because this should line up with. Oh, I know what I did wrong. Because 0 is its own individual value if nothing is assigned. I'm going to have to go through and retype each one, aren't I? Yeah, I've done it wrong again. This is what I'm talking about. It's the lack of sleep is getting to me, and it's causing nuisance errors like this. But it's not all doom and gloom anyway. Code has been coming along pretty good. The thing I was working on last time I was doing a coding stream is developing really nicely. It's mostly complete. Actually, I think I could probably just show you, actually. Let's see. Modulus. I keep pressing space for some reason. What am I doing? Come on. Four, two, 1, 8. 4, 2, and 1. Can't implicitly. I didn't see that. Oh my god. It's been such a long time since I've actually done a full-sized. Oh, that's frustrating. Well, anyway, quickly show this off. It's freaking done, mostly. I've still got little bits and pieces to sort out, but all the layout has now been modified. I've gotten rid of some nuisance stuff. Template stuff is working really nicely. It generates correctly. Like, even when you click build and stuff, it's like nice little messages, packages the product, includes the avatar in the prefab, and it's like, oh my god, this is amazing. It's like, it's almost there and it's almost ready to go up. But anyway, I need to quickly look up flag enum values. Understanding. Yeah, that's a good point. Assigning none is always good. So I'll just set that to 0. So for this one, should it be 32? That works. Okay, so I should be doing it like that, not with hexadecimal. Hexadecimal does work, but obviously now I've got to 32, it's a bit of a problem. I have to redo every single one again. The joy. I just looked away and that just turned into that. Okay. I'll get onto actual coding in in a minute. Because if I don't do this now, I'll just forget. Like, the fact that I didn't even notice this test example was not even written fully. Because we're nowhere near actually starting it. Frick. You guys are quite quiet today as well. I assume you're all lurking doing your own stuff, which is alright. Just kind of odd that usually one of you says hi, but yeah, we're lurker friendly here. So if you're busy doing stuff, it doesn't matter. There we go. That works. So actual bitwise assignment lets you go to 32. Hexadecimal didn't know it actually doesn't let you go to 32. So that's good to know. Where's 32? So now I have to do it for these. Oh, you actually... Wait, before it's actually filling it in. So let me complete it. It might actually do it for me. Work smarter, not harder, chat. And when I say that, don't cut a freaking square into a ball, because that's not what the final product was that he wanted. I know you're all... I know that stupid freaking motivational thing that actually doesn't make sense. You've ruined the final product just to get it there faster. That's actually what a lot of game dev is. That's what a lot of AAA studios are doing. Ruin the final product just to get it out. Oh, the autocomplete isn't kicking in. Oh well. Bot's feeling violent today, Jesus. Powerwolf and then straight into Doom. I hope when I talk about stuff as well, when it comes to coding, that you guys actually pick up on stuff and sort of learn something from it. Because, like, I do have a master's degree in this, I am a educated boy. Well, I'm an old boy, but fixed. This one doesn't matter, but oh, to keep it standardized, you need the non in. Oh, okay, fixed. Stupid problems. But anyway, actual implementation of Big Enum. So I started working on the idea, essentially just got some little bits out the way. So I started with this, which is essentially just storing the names of the enum provided, the length of the enum. So obviously we only need... Is that important actually? Because enums can be any value between 0 and maximum. Enum length goes up to value length. Enum value. So we only store the amount. Ah, yeah, that's the amount of enums in the enum. That's the actual value of it. Underlying type is if it's int or long. And then we just got some shortcut stuff. This one, I did just because meh idea. It's essentially if you don't want to write the T and just provide it a type of enum, then do this. Which, thinking about it, probably want a public flagged enum and providing a type. So this is, yeah, so we create the generic, the other one that we made. We create the other one, we get the type and make the generic type including that version. So this, we'll have this one as the base. So for this we need to do if enum type is enum, yeah, so we need to do is enum on the type. In fact, I'll just have it just crash out here. New argument exception. Provided type is not of type enum. And then we do the logic here. So then this can just go into here. So to make this work with that, we then do this enum type dot get type, and that essentially redirects it up to this one if you have it specify that. Constructors. So if you want to do it providing the specific type, you can. But also if you provide it with the enum itself, then it will just get the type of it and... Oh, I accidentally dragged it. And then just call this anyway. Anyway, that's messing around stuff. Right, actual flagged enum stuff. So this stuff is static, so we'll just keep this separated up there. What we want to start with is So the way an enum works is, I said before, but just a reminder, it takes either 32, 64, however long the back end value is, it takes the bits of that and assigns the enum named in that position into that slot. So if there's a 0 in that bit position of the number, then that value is on. Well, off. If it's a 0, it's off. And if it's on, then that value is true. So you can have multiple ones in this value, in this bit array, and it indicates these flags are on, and it has this flag. So to replicate that, because we can't just do the same thing, because that's just rewriting the wheel. We want to do this bigger. So we want to do private bool array. It's actually going to be read only. We're not going to change the size of this, because you can't change the size of an enum at runtime. Stored bits. So stored bits with bool. In C# we don't have bit. We have. Well, I don't believe we have bit. We don't. Yeah, we have byte, but we don't have bit. And byte is too much. Bool is 0 and 1, but byte goes up to 255. But we only need 0 and 1. So we need to assign this as the length of the enum. So enums outside of flags can be like, yeah, I've just made this one go up to 100 for an example, just to make sure it's working correctly. But a standard enum can go over 64. So it's important we create this to be the length. So stored bits equals new bool enum length. Oh, I just thought of something. Because yeah, this came up. So I hadn't actually wrote that before, so I hadn't actually considered it. So 0 is essentially when no value is assigned to it. We don't need a position in the array for this, because, well, you can't assign 0. But in an enum, 0 is its own value, and we're not actually considering flag. We're considering, yeah. So we don't actually need to consider 0. I need to just write this down. I'll do like a note thing here, just to like keep track of stuff. We don't need to consider 0 flags assigned. We just check if all bits are 0 and a normal enum has 0 as a valid value. Okay. So values don't matter. If the user wants to grab the values for the enum, they either have the value itself or I don't know. Oh, that's right. So we compare against this. Brain is going a mile a minute. I need to write out the overload for the assigning values. 1 second, chat. I've forgotten how to write it. It has been a long time. C# overload. Let's just say equals sign. Okay. So that is it's most of the way of how we do it. That's written incorrectly, but it's most of the way there. So now I need the bitwise operators for an enum. Bitwise. Oh god, yeah, that's a really good point. I'm gonna have to literally override freaking I'm gonna have to override literally add subtract. Does that work? So if I just say return this for now, does that work? Overloaded binary operator takes two right, okay. So we want this essentially, so flagged enum type self, and then we want to add t as enum value. Oh yeah, we're in a static environment. So we would return self. Okay, so that's essentially the structure of how we would write it. But when it comes to... Oh, we're going to have to do so many of them. Because we're going to have to cover minuses and stuff. Is that an operator? That is Overloadable binary operator expected. Yeah, that's not... Okay, so I think C# covers when you do that is... It is getting dark in my room. Yeah, so we're going to need to cover them. But I'll do that after we've worked out the logic of this, because, yeah, we don't even have a working operator right now. Since they're static, I'll move them up there. They can live up there with the other statics. But we want... basic one is public bool has flag. That's included in an enum, so we want to include it here. So flagged... No, wait, we want T for this. T is the enum itself. So the way we do this... So we have the enum values here. So we extract the value from it. This probably won't work. Yeah, that doesn't like it because it's probably generic. Save myself some time and just look this up. Generic enum to int. I assume it's just going to be straight to object and then to int. Yeah, most things are saying to object and then cast to value type. Since we're covering longs, so... I just realised as well, I freaking did... I did that wrong. Still wouldn't work, but yeah. So we cast it to base type, which then goes back down to long. We want to use long because we're including... Do we want to include long? Actually, yeah. Do we want to include long? Actually, arrays can only go up to... A long enum essentially allows it to use 64-bit integer values for each individual value in the enum itself, which is what we're covering. We're not covering having 64-bit. We're not covering long.max as the array length because that doesn't work. But we do long because it covers every single value. It wasn't until recently that we actually got int 128, which was very recently it came out. Something like .NET 8 or 9, I think, that we got int 128. We only have 16, 32, and 64. And if you're wondering why I mentioned that and it's not here, it's because I'm doing this for Unity. So this is in a Net Framework 4.7, which is the base version, which allows a console. Net Standard does not let you run a console. Okay, so we extract the value from it. We then loop over the values we have stored. Why am I calling that? I was writing it as if it was a for each for some reason. It's not a for each. X is less than enum length. because enum length is the stored amount of entries we have. It also means we don't have to do enum values.length, which it has to work it out. So if enum value equals I need to write x outside of the loop because we want the x value. So with that we get the position value. So then we essentially check if so we return then this stored bits at x. And that should tell us if you have a flag there or not. So after that, I'm trying to think what else is included in enum. So we got has flag. So it's just has flag. I don't know why I thought there was more. What's that? Oh, it's it just vanished. Okay. So we have that assigning to each. So now we do this. I guess actually, I just thought, yeah, we can have the bitwise values and the standard operators be the same thing. Could we? No, we couldn't. That's a really dumb thing to say. Why did I say that? They are two different things for a specific reason. Thinking about it, we're also going to want one where it's I'll just write, for example, where we've literally got a second iteration of the flag, because flags are bit values. In fact, yeah. You know what? I'll just create each individual one. The one I'm not sure on, this one. What was this? I think this was XOR, which always confuses me. Freaking C#. I think it's one or the other, and then both. If both are yes, then no. If both are no, then no. It's yeah. Yeah. Okay. So if this is going to work, we want to create a function to add it, and we'll do it. Should we do it private? I'll do two. One exposed, one not exposed for each one. Oh no, wait, we're gonna need multiple because we're gonna need because when you add it, you're gonna need a mode to tell it. Oh wait, do you want it in a specific way? Oh, this is yeah. When you're creating stuff like this, it's like you got to cover a lot of bases for standardization. So we'll just for now we'll just do public void add value. Just a preliminary. It would actually probably help a lot if I converted this into get enum value. So private, it's an int because it's an array. So that can just be that. So now we can use that without like repeating it everywhere. So add value, we want to basically this dot stored bits it is getting dark here and it's getting harder to see my keyboard. It's actually getting dark quite quickly. 1 sec, I'll just go close the blinds. Oh, that's better. I can actually see stuff again. Okay. I guess we can just keep that exposed. We'll have add value, but also make this so we'll have it if you add two together, it will essentially go through and add them together. Now, oh god, does that work? Can I do value dot underscore? I can. because we're in self. So what we'll do, since we're adding, we go over for int x equals 0, x is less than enum length, because the lengths will be the same, because we're using a static reference. So the way, does that work? This dot stored bits at x. I think that works. So using bitwise on this, if it's 0 and it's an OR, it will keep this true. If this is false, then if this is true, it'll stay true. If that is false and this is true, it'll set it to false. Both 0, nothing changes. Both on, nothing changes. Yeah. That essentially goes through and ticks all the boxes. So then we want to do the same for this one. But it works a bit differently. How do you do it so that... Oh, God. I literally mute and unmute. And the cat has decided to get up, so I have to get up. Sometimes she does like to take her time leaving the room. Oh, incoming ad break in 4 minutes. So, yeah, if you want to dodge the ads, you can probably... You'll probably want to go grab a drink or something in a couple minutes. Right, so the way we want to do this is... How do we want to do this? We only want it to apply to 0 values. Do we? Do we want to apply to 0 values? If the value is 1... Is it literally just that? Hang on. Sorry, I'm just just having a look. Hmm. That's actually a good point. Does that work? No, it doesn't work. Okay. This is why you do it in a console program, because you can just do stuff here. So we'll have bool 1, 2. If I can freaking spell. Bool 1, 2, 3. I don't know why I did that, because we need different bool values. So our case is we want true, true equals 1, freaking, where is it? And 2. Console.writeLine 3. True. That's not what we want. Then if I do false, I assume it's going to set it to false. Yeah, that's not what we want. We want... is it that one? Is that the operator I keep thinking about? False. But if that is false... True, that is wrong. We can also test it. We can test the other thing as well. So if I do or, so that sets it to true. I like how we put truer. True. True, and then the last one is false. False. So that's what. So the add one is doing what we want. We now need to do the opposite. The question is, what is the opposite? I can't remember. I had a stupid idea. It's probably wrong. So if I do opposite true, opposite false, so that takes it away. False, true, false. So now we're back to it being wrong again. Hmm. It keeps trying to... It points to that, but... If that is false... And that is false... Oh, it comes out... Frickin'... Yeah, that's not what we want. Because that is false. We don't want to take that away because that is the wrong value. Also, welcome back from ads for those that were stuck on ads. I guess we're just going to have to write it in a custom way because that is not going to work. Yeah, so we need to get this value. Names is always the worst. That's the simplest way to do it. If that is true, go and set that value to false. That's the easiest way to do it. Right. Can get rid of that embarrassment. So, with the add, we can now do self.add value, enum value, self.add value, enum value. I didn't even put a semicolon. Okay. I guess we do it the same? Do we do it the same? Because we add... If you add the enum, it makes sure it's on. If you do the OR, it does the same thing? Or, yeah, OR is the same as add, essentially. So the way we do this to make sure it's consistent, because it's the same... And also that makes sure it works. So now this is consistent with this because it's using its operator. Now the complicated ones. And is... And is all the operators where they both match. So we need something new for this. You know what? Yeah, let's make it private because this is getting a bit complicated. In fact, no. I'll make the and one private for now because this is a bit of a mess. So we need one for the flagged enum, but then also we just want one for the value. So and value is if both values are on, then the resulting value is true. So the value essentially has to match for it to do anything. So if it's on, it's on. If it's not on, it's off. If they're both off, is it on? Give me back my examples. give examples. False. It stays false. So it only wants the values that so if it's on and that value is not on, it doesn't change. If oh, this is brain stuff. This is we don't need one for an individual one because that is literally just it's literally just an add, so we don't want that. So we go through the loop. I mean, I guess we can keep it just to keep it consistent and then just do something with it. So the and value is we get the So if it has a value, we only care if it has a value. No? No? That's not right. Every value so this equals oh, my brain hurts. Oh, now what am I thinking? Now it's this. Now it's literally that. We go over every value and then just do that. Oh, God. This is hurting my head. Right. So with an and, we go over every bit and we do the and operation. So if it's false, false stays false. One is false, one is true, it stays false. One is true, one is false, stays false. If they're both true, it will keep the stored bit true. And then all the rest will be turned off. That's how we want it. So when we do add value, we go over. This can be renamed all value. We don't do add value here. We're doing all value. So then this goes here. Yeah, so we have subtract, which takes any on values. This is quite the teaser, brain teaser. So any value that's on is taken off. This is why you write comments. So any on value in I can't remember XAML. Ah, yeah, you just write it as. They're not working. Oh, I'll format it later. Any value in inserted. I'm also writing it on the wrong one. Is it that? Yeah, that just broke it. Oh. Any on value in inserted flag enum is off in stored array. That is. Why is that not working? Oh, it's because I did because I did that. Yeah. Any on value in inserted flag enum is flippled off. Okay, so now we can do it for this. Self dot and value enum value. So this is a unique one. So this is, we have a single value. this one, actually, it's only true. It makes sure the value is on. It's such a useless one, but it's just consistency. It's such a useless operator. This is, in fact, I'm switching this to a bool. This is actually a bool situation. Because this is essentially checking if the value in this is on. So we take pretty much that. Replace that with self. Self. Is equivalent to true. So this operation is essentially guaranteeing that this value is included in this. That's how that works. Now the question is, do we do that? We have add. So we do this for... So yeah, we'll do this for this one as well. So bool that operator, and then instead of doing the equivalent to true, we just tell it to get the value. Because if it's true, because we're searching for this value, if it's true, then that value in there is true. If it's false, if the value in there is false. That's what that does. Okay. Class architecture, ladies and gentlemen, it is quite the headache. I just thought someone might do something fucky with the I'll make this -1. Returns array position of supplied enum. Returns -1 if not found. Test with a flagged enum as the generic. Oh, God. Okay, so... Zor. Frickin'... So this is... It's on when it's not. So true and true equals false. False and was it false and false equal? This is why I have this. So false and false equals false. True equals true. True is false. So the way we want to do this is I guess do we just because false and false will just leave it false. True, false, keep it true. That one's false, that one's true, that turns true. Both of them true, that becomes false. So that, yeah, that works. But then the question comes to this one. I guess we just have it as another bool because that's what the other bit operators are doing. So we have self. Yeah, get the stored bit at that. So if it's true, it's false. If it's false, it's true. We're basically getting the opposite, aren't we? If it's true, then the value is true. That flips to false. If it's false and it's true, yeah. We essentially get the opposite value. That's what it wants. Yeah. Okay. So that's all the operators done. I don't think we need any other operators. Equals. We do need... What am I thinking? We do need equals. Sorry, if someone comes in, I have to make sure the mic's muted because it is picking up everything. But yes, so do we want one for a standard? Equivalent is essentially return self dot has flag enum flag. That's what it wants. Overloadable binary operator expected. What? Did I miss something? Hang on. I think I've missed something there. I've probably forgotten a specific condition pertaining to the equals operator. Oh, that's that, yeah. it's equivalent. What am I thinking here? What's it, chat? What on earth was I thinking here? Because we need to do that because we shouldn't do equivalent. We shouldn't do an equivalent on the same because then they can just grab. They can just do that operator to essentially get it. Does that cover this operator though? Yes, I think it does. So that is now not the same. I think I'm still doing the operator wrong. Hang on. Oh, probably because I think for that one specifically you need to do... Yeah, there you go. That's what it wants. When you do one, you got to do both. That's why it was complaining. So we want to override down here. Override equals. Because it is not a class equivalent, it is bitwise equivalent. Oh, but it's still a class though. Okay, yeah, I've thought of it. So the simplest thing we can do is we do if base equals. So essentially, if the class is the same as each other, you just return true. Helper would I put true before. And then afterwards we do the other stuff. So return false. So now we do the equivalency stuff. So we'll have class true and equivalent true. Probably do that first. Right, so now we cycle through. We do 2 loops. For int x equals 0. X is less than enum length. Do I be lazy and just be like y equals 0? Nah, I shouldn't be lazy. That's how you make mistakes. For int y equals 0. Actually, no, we don't even need a second loop. What am I thinking? We literally just do... if this stored bit... is a if it's not equivalent, because we're checking if every single one is equivalent, so we do not equals dot underscore store. Ooh, that did it as the wrong type. So now we can access stored bits on X. So if those two don't match, we return false. And then if it passes, we just return true. To help this make sense in my head, I will just adjusting this. Not is not available in... sometimes I don't like going backwards. Okay, for it to make sense more, it has to be like that. So now the equivalent, it checks if it's the same class. If it's not, it's false. It then does base equivalency to make sure it is the same reference. If it is, then it's true because we don't need to check the values. Then we check for... You know what? I kind of feel like this should be a separate check, honestly. I feel like it should be a separate check, just to make sure that it is actually a separate thing, because it's not a value type, it's a... Could I make it a value type? That is actually a good question. Could I make this... Parameterless constructor. Ooh, this is where it gets spicy. Because now it can't initialize. Wait, no, it can and it can. It should just be able to, because the length is static. Struct field initialize not available in... Okay, can I just take it away? Nope. I mean, it's read only. It would be nice to have it as a value type. Is there any other issues? Struct can be made read only. You can make a read on... What? But that doesn't fix this issue. Private stat... No, that doesn't fix the... No, that doesn't solve it. We needed that anyway, but yeah, we needed the hash code of that. A struct with field initializer must include explicitly declared constructor. So we need... Oh, this is... Can you then do... I'm dabbling in things that you probably shouldn't really be doing. Kind of... Parameterless constructor. Okay, yeah, I can't make it a value type. I need to not fight that, I think. What is a... Hang on, I need to look this up anyway. Read-only struct. What is a read-only struct? I've not actually heard of that. Read-only struct versus classes. What are read-only struct in C#? Members of the structure read-only. None of the members have setters. A parameterized constructor is used to initialize the data members. The struct is immutable. This variable cannot be changed in any other method except the constructor. So you still have to construct it like a struct. Okay, yeah, I should just keep it as a class then. That is dabbling into a structure that doesn't apply to this essentially. Yeah, so we just... Which also goes back to our problem. I can get rid of that because we're gonna just make a different equals here. Okay, and then instead of equals, flag self dot... Oh, I just had a thought. This is now going into nullables. And then the pattern that you do for the not equals is essentially self. I am messing up my finger positions so badly. No, not freaking that. Okay. Um. So now I need to start consider. I need to consider that if, because it's a class, I wasn't able to make it a struct. I have to actually consider nullable now. So I need to, it's probably easier to just make a private class to do this. So down here we'll just do actually you only do it for if I remember my designing, you only do it for equivalent and not addition, subtraction, and all that, because you should be making sure that the value exists first when doing it, like any kind of operator, except for equivalent. Equivalency, you should check. Equivalency is checking for null. The others don't. So now we do da, 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 da. So if either of them are null, quickest way is that bool e equals enum value is equivalent to null. So if S or E return S equals E. So if they're null, it'll return true. If one of them's null, then false. I guess that's how it works. Looking at the time, I'm running out of time. It doesn't override equals or get hash code. Okay, so you want that anyway. Okay. Just stored bit, enum name length. No, don't do those. Those are stacks, so down here it then just does the equivalency. We don't actually need to change this, but yeah. Right. So that is the whole premise of creating a long enum. But I'm out of time. Will I have time to quickly test this, actually? Because theoretically, if I just copy this, it should be the same. What's the test? It's just called test Enum. Does that just work? Ah, there's no merge tests in. Yeah, I'm gonna. I'll have to think of something else, but that should be it. It if it runs, it doesn't actually. Well, I'm gonna have to find a way to actually determine if it outputs this value and stuff like that. But I don't currently have time for that, so I need to test summary. Just, I assume it'll be really quick. It'll either work or not work. Validating. Well, it's not crashed. Ah, it's doing each function, so, Third function, it's running. So it's slower. So, okay, first one's... So that's just an integer. That's a long integer. So being twice as long, yeah, it took double the time. This is actually very respectable, honestly. Oh wait, no, I haven't even loaded it. Oh, I'm wasting your time. Sorry. I'm wasting your time. Oh well. I need to work on this just later. I do not have time anymore. I need to get going because I'm back at the gym. Even though I feel kind of like crap, I do still need to keep myself healthy. So, let's turn on microphone again. I keep that on by default. Is anyone live that I can just drop you in? No. I guess I might as well just have a look in the tech category. Oh god, I have I have no idea. Oh god. uh, there's actually a lot more people than I thought. There's a lot more people than I thought. Jesus. Unless someone's got an idea. Well, no one's actually said anything the entire day. That is actually a first. No one said a word in chat. And in fact, looking at chat, let's see who's actually here. Community. So, it's Woodsy and Dude. Okay, let's not bother with a red then. Let's not bother with it. It's literally just us, and even then, no one says anything when we raid into anyone. But yes, I do have ideas for shorts again. Actual more like informational stuff about freaking Unity. So I'm gonna be doing that. I like how I said that and immediately just like the viewer count drops. But yeah, thank you all for stopping by and tuning in. Slowly getting back on the grind. Slowly but surely. Don't know what's wrong with me, but I'm working it out. But yeah, I will see you either tonight, tomorrow. I'm not currently sure yet. It's still a bit of a mess. Obviously keep an eye on the Discord. I'll post. I keep posting in there. Some of you are listening in there. Some of you, but we'll see. Anyway, thanks, guys. See you later.